In this video, we're going to be discussing how we would attach our ladders to the top of the ladder rack, as well as work our ratchet straps to connect our ladders to the top of the rack. So let's go ahead and show you guys how we would use these straps, and then we'll show you how we would get them up on the truck. Alright, so now that we have our straps here, we're going to show you guys how these would actually function. So I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it around here, just so that way we can have a stable point. Alright, and then I'm going to take our extra strap we have here, and this is our clasp that we use to retract and open up our strap. So we want to have it open to where we can fit it through the back end of the strap. So you can see here that it's shaped like an L. If I open this flat, that's wrong, and if I open it too much, that's also wrong. So you want to open it up to where it's about an L, and then you can see that there's a little slot on the inside of here. All right? You want to take your strap and put it through this little hole, all right? And then what's going to happen is it's going to pop through this other side. You're going to take your finger and you're going to grab it. All right, and now you have this system to where wherever you tighten this clasp down, wherever you tighten this down, this isn't going to move. So if I give this a few cranks, like so, this is going to stay here and not move at all. And then if I take this little lever here, like this, and I push up on it, fold this down, this allows it to be free again, all right? So again, slide this through, like so. You take your strap, give it a few clicks like this. It's tight, all right, not going anywhere. And then if we go ahead and we loosen this up like that, go ahead and remove this like so. Sometimes it gets a little sticky, but that's just because it's in place. It's holding well. So now that we know how to function these, let's go ahead and show you guys how we would strap them to the top of the truck. Alright, so now that we have our ladders here, we're going to go ahead and put these on the top of the truck. So most of the time, there will either be 2 to 3 ladders on the top of this ladder rack in the maintenance truck. We already have 3 that sit on the inside. Those are a little bit smaller, but if we have 3 or 4 ladders on here, that's okay. Typically, we're going to only have 2 of them. So when using these ladder racks, it's important that you grab the ladder by the bottom, and you can see that when I start to push it over this rack, it slides. So I'm just going to slide it up like so, and then I'm going to get it to that second point like that. Push this forward, and you want to have this far enough to where you have about 3 to 4 feet hanging off the back of the truck. So if you come to the side here, you can see there's probably about a 3 to 4 inch or 3 to 4 foot gap from the front of the rack until the back of the ladder. And same thing with this other ladder. So we're going to go ahead and push this up. So. So it's not going to be the same 3-4 foot distance there, but it's still going to have some of it. Right? Now that we have our ladders on here, we're going to go ahead and strap them up. So now that we have our ladders on top of the ladder rack, we're going to go ahead and strap these up. So we're going to take our strap. These usually come in 10-foot sections. It has one hook on the one side, and then the other side, it's empty. So our first step of action is to take our hook, and we're going to place it underneath. So you can see where there's this stand for where the ladder rack actually comes up. We're going to make sure it's on the outside of that. So on the outside, and then our hook is going to sit like this, okay? The reason for this is so that way whenever there's pressure, this doesn't come off, and it's not going to go this way because there's so much pressure. If we were to take it, and if we were to flip it like this instead, now what's going to happen is when we tighten this, it's going to slide through and come off. So it's important that when we put this first strap on, again, we're on the left side of this, and then we have this hook facing outwards, all right? We're going to take our strap, and we're going to run it over the top, like so, making sure that it's flat the whole time and not twisted up, flat. We're going to go over, so these 2 ladders are touching here. We're going to go over both of them, come underneath, and then wrap it back over like a circle. So you can see that we have it hooked over here, again, hook down here, runs over flat, and then we circle it around, and then we're going to move that other side and we're going to hook on this hook. Right, so now that we're on the other side, we're going to go ahead and attach this strap. So same thing, on the other side, like I said, if you want to keep it on the outside of this stand right here, okay, but if the ladder is so close in, this doesn't really matter. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with our hook. So go underneath the bottom, and then again, making sure that our hook is on the outside. So that way, any pressure that gets pulled on, it's going this way and it's not going to come off. All right, and then again, we're going to take our clasp right here, hold it down to an L like I just showed you guys, okay? And then we're going to take our strap here, making sure again that it's flat the entire time, not twisted up, and we're going to insert it in this hole again where we did before. So take it, insert it here, pull this through, all right, and you're going to pull this tight, and what's going to happen is you're going to notice that this gets tightened up, this gets tightened up, and this gets tightened up. So we're going to pull on with our right hand on this one, pull forward with this one, and then we're just going to slowly go up and down a few times, and you're going to actually feel this starting to tighten up quite a bit. All right, now you don't want to over crank it, but you do want to make sure that you give it enough to where this isn't going to go anywhere. So once you start seeing these start to bend in a little bit, that means you probably got too much. So make sure you get to that point, but not too much. And then you can just fold this down. And if you want to take your extra after you're done, you can go ahead and wrap it around here. You can tie it off, whatever you want to do, just to get it out of the way and not flying around. And that is how you connect the strap. So it's going to be the same process for the front and the back. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how we would do the front. So now that we're at the front of the truck, we're going to go ahead and strap to our front one. So same thing, make sure your hook goes underneath here. And again, it's facing the outside. So we're going to clip it on the outside, let this come down. This strap is going to come over the top, making sure that it's flat like so. Come through the middle, and then go back down. Now we're going to go ahead and strap up this side. All right, so now that we're on the other side, we're gonna go ahead and strap this up. So again, go underneath, make sure our hook is facing the outwards way. Put this through, all right, like so. And then again, fold our clasp like an L. Take our strap, feed it through here. We're gonna wanna grab this and tighten this up. Again, you can see that this is flat here, flat here. Pull on this, give this a few cranks. These ladders around, they're not going to move up, they're not going to move side to side. And it's important that we have one in the front and one in the back. If we have multiple ladders, so let's say we have 2 high or 3 high, it's the same strategy. You're just going to want to make sure you wrap it between all the ladders, so that way if it does slide, these strings down here catch the steps and it can't move anywhere. All right, so that pretty much sums up everything with our ladders and our ladder racks and how to use our ratchet straps.